Marconi escapes pressure and throws an interception, and Grayson will return it for a touchdown. We are tied. Rocco Marconi scrambling away from a defender, and Grayson steps in front of the pass and scores. 3rd down and 5, 1 minute to go in the quarter. Still no Bulldog as Bulldog wideout has caught a pass. Hart is out of the shotgun with Baja to his left, and Hart will hand off on a delay. No, he won't. Sacked in the backfield, Joe Dazzo on a blitz, and he's poking fun at Jasper Hart down on the ground. Joe Dazzo, forget about David Baja, he just creams Jasper Hart, and it's another 4th down.
2nd and 9 to the 48. Honolulu just one timeout left. They get the ball, leaving with about 30 seconds left. Hand off Parker. Parker's got the first down.
Parker, back attack. Attack.
Down to the 6-yard line. Ball game.
Between arguably the top 2 teams in the league coming up in a couple of weeks. 3rd down and 4. Zuli back to pass. Deep shot to Corky's wide open inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line.
Red Feather's going to have Brewski in the backfield, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. Red Feather pump fakes once, right-hand side. That's going to be picked off! Picked off by O'Neal. Julius O'Neal with his first interception of the day.
And it's panic time now for the Pride. Christensen throws. That's batted up in the air and intercepted. It's taken away and down the sideline goes number 20. Lucius Sanders put it on the board. Touchdown, Cleveland. Oh my goodness.
And here's the counter play to Zulu, and Ogun will go. He's
still
his best
going.
run of the day, and Ogun Zulu will go for the touchdown. Wow, what a run by Ogun Zulu.
Unbelievable.
And they're being very precise, like exactly what you wanted them coming out of the half. And Pickler dropping back. He's going to fire deep, and it's going to be caught. And he's at the 30 to the 20 to the 10 and taking it into the end zone. Nick Finch with a huge touchdown, and just wow, what a play from the Gladiators, and the coverage there from the Tyrants. The DB went for the interception, and he came up with error.
1st and 10 from the 21 here. Just over 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Chicago trying to uppercut this St. Louis Gladiators team and put them on the ropes. King, shotgun snap, moves in the pocket, fires deep down the field, caught at the back line! What a grab, and the first touchdown of Greg Soto's career is a spectacular one.
Greg Soto coming in, replacing the retired J.C. Torres. Said, don't worry, Shane, I know you lost a great one.
This will be just under 32 yards for Otis Boudreau. On his left hash, the right footer stands ready. Spot is down. Kick is up. It is good. Otis Boudreau does it again in walk-off fashion. Louisiana taking down Florida 20-19.
They go 4 wide with the tight end split out. Stopped over the middle, throws another interception, and this time it's Jack Brown.
That one's going in the house.
Touchdown at the 36.
They call this, Colin, the law of averages. You know, whenever there's this many interceptions going on in a game, one of them's bound to go back to the house and get some points, right?
Oh my goodness. Now multiple linebackers have an interception, but this time Jack Brown turns around and runs it into the end zone.
And I'll tell you something. Deep drop for Dunhill. He's going to lob it deep. It's going to be caught. No one around him. He's going to be in. Touchdown. Forward Toros. Stephen Hacker does the robot and gets us off flying.
And you look down at San Antonio, Texas, home of NordVPN Stadium. The Alamo City Artillery are at home, coming in at 2 and 3, and welcoming in the Carolina Skyhawks, coming in at 3-1 for Week 6 of the Simulation Football League, live on YouTube. Alongside Chad Rowland, my name is Eric Vincent. Justin Reside and Mel Davis are in the Stats Truck for us this evening. And Chad, this ought to be a genuinely good matchup. Alamo City coming in has a really tough schedule up to this point. It has played these teams tough. Carolina ball bounced a little bit better their way. That's why they're sitting at 3-1 rather than where Alamo City is at 2-3.
Yes, Eric, glad to be here down in Texas. Alamo City, losers of last 2. Carolina's on a 3-game win streak. So this is going to be a really interesting game to watch tonight.
Both Ace Fennick and Brad Jones both coming in, putting up top numbers in the league. However, it does not show on the record as far as the standings go. Meanwhile, Carolina, as you mentioned, flying high, winners of 3 straights coming into Week 6. And they had themselves a heck of a ball game against the DC Dragons just a week ago.
Yeah, I mean, Alamo City played them 2 weeks ago and lost by 17. Carolina taking care of them last week by winning by 4. So obviously these two teams have played the same teams, but let's see what they do against each other tonight.
It ought to be a good one here, as it looks like Alamo City is going to receive the kickoff to start things off. Malone Brown will handle the kicking duties for the Carolina Skyhawks in their all-white uniforms here this evening. Ball's in the air, and we are underway here from San Antonio. From about his own goal line, bringing it up the field is Ziggy Roenick, and he will make it out to about the 25-yard line. That's where we'll see Ace Fennick and company come out to lead the offense.
Yeah, and this will be interesting to see what they do. They want to get the run game going early with Brad Jones, who's one of the top rushers in the league.
Coming in an offset eye. Handoff goes to Jones. Jones already trying to find some room and gets first down yardage out to the 35-yard line. So a gain of 10 to start things off for Mr. Jones.
Yep, that's exactly what they want to do. Set that tone early, get their top back moving. That's a great first run right there by Brad Jones.
Jones has come in with 573 yards rushing, over 5 yards a carry. As Fennick will throw his first pass, hit as he's thrown, and that is complete for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. They'll mark him down at the 41-yard line, courtesy of Greg Soto, his first catch.
Yeah, Greg Soto last week in that close game against Mexico City, Eric, 14 catches. So you know that he is the top target of this wide receiver corps.
Both Soto and Deuce Fennick, the top wide receivers for this group, both over 100 yards. As Ace will throw again, pressure in his face, somehow gets it complete, close to first down yardage. It's going to be a third and very, very short coming up.
Yeah, that front four right there of Carolina, led by Christopher Colon, getting to the quarterback early, was able to throw that pass and was able to stop them there just short of the first down.
This looks to be Brad Jones' territory as they come out in a heavy set. Jones gets the carry, first down yardage and more as he slips through defenders and gets into opponent territory out to the Carolina 45-yard line.
Yep, and that is what Brad Jones does, right? Former member of the Indianapolis Ramblers last season coming in. He is one of those guys that can get those tough yards and get that first down.
Sticking with that heavy formation, Carolina stacking the box. Handoff again to Jones. Jones again with space to run and gets close to a first down again. Mark him down for about 9.5 on that play, second and short.
Yeah, earlier today, talked to Greg Soto. This is exactly what he was saying, right? Getting Brad Jones going, with that run game. And obviously this first drive so far, as you can see, Eric, is really showing.
So far, we've seen 3 run plays, 2 pass plays. This is the 6th play of the drive. Another run to Jones, and he'll get the first down out to the 32-yard line. We'll take a quick glance at the Alamo City offense. Ace Fennick at quarterback. We've seen Brad Jones plenty. Thick and Juicy is going to be the fullback in that backfield there. Hank Earl Troll, Ziggy Roenick, Greg Soto, and Deuce Fennick are the wide receivers. Garrison Blue, the tight end, and Charles Michael will be playing guard. Going to be trips towards the bottom of the formation. Fennick will throw, this time over the middle, and that's caught. Ziggy Roenick with his first catch of the evening, and that'll be another first down for Alamo City. Very productive drive here for the artillery.
Yeah, so far so good. Just keep moving them chains. That's what you got to do against this Carolina defense, who's actually one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in the passing game in the league there, Eric.
Sticks in the box for Carolina. As Fennick will throw. Crossing route, caught. And that'll be about 4 or 5 yards out to the Carolina 16-yard line. In the SFL red zone go and hurry up offense.
Go ahead, press coverage.
Fennick again over the middle, this time for first down yardage inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Still going no huddle here.
Yeah, I like to see that press coverage right there. That's what you got to do against these tough Alamo City receivers.
Fennick, back corner of the end zone, picked off. Carolina gets the turnover in a goal-to-go situation, and that interception was made by number 22, Tristan Hatley.
Yep, Tristan Hatley right there, the 10-year veteran, just keeping his eye on the quarterback, knowing where he's going to go, was able to jump that route, make the big interception to stop that drive. Because right there, Eric, Alamo City was looking very good on that drive.
So we'll see Matt South come out and lead the offense with the Skyhawks following the turnover. 3 play to start things off. South going to throw it over the middle, and that's caught. And judging by where they spot the football, they'll probably take the yardage rather than the penalty.
Yep, that defensive line needs to stay disciplined. Don't give Carolina any momentum on this first drive.
Instead, the Skyhawks are going to accept the penalty, so that sets up with a 1st and 5.
Love to see Carolina get this run game going early. Ike McBride, one of the most feared running backs in the SFL, playing her former team tonight.
Yeah, a lot of storylines like that, as Greg Soto playing against his former coach in Shan Varner, who is coaching over with the Carolina Skyhawks. Handoff straight ahead. That's McBride. McBride can do this as she buries defenders along the way. Very bruising run for first down yardage.
Yeah, and as I brought it up, Rain Rie finding out the hard way what Ike McBride can do, right? She just goes through there, lowers her shoulder, and you'll see it right here coming up as looks like Rain Rie gets right there, just a stiff arm saying, "Get out of my way, son," as Ike McBride gaining some good yardage.
Business end of that bare hand from McBride. 6'2", 230, very bruising running back. She will definitely deliver the punishment on these runs. South will throw. Clean pocket and gets a catch there of about 3 or 4 yards to the 39.
That's somebody that I want to see get involved in this offense. Xavier Solomon, the 4th overall pick in this past draft. Had a lot of talent, a lot of people trying to trade up to get him. Carolina was fortunate enough to trade up to 4, and it's going to hopefully pay off for him in the future.
Heavy set. Single back is going to be McBride. 2nd and 6. South going to sling it to McBride, and she is wrapped up near the line of scrimmage. Maybe about a half a yard on the play. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, there's something that Alamo City's defense needs to do, right? They like to use McBride in the swing pass situation to maybe offset some of those stretch runs, and they're going to have to be able to stop that play, because I think if you do, I think you're really going to slow down this Skyhawk offense.
From the gun, South over the middle into coverage and incomplete. It was a dangerous throw. A lot of blue jerseys in the area, and that brings up a 4th down.
Yep, good play there by Jay Mark. The 6-year veteran was a all-star back in season 16, making another all-star type of play as he stops the drive.
So no harm, no foul for the artillery as they throw that interception in their red zone.
You got Ziddy Ronick back there, always dangerous on a return game.
Pressure coming, punt gets away. Fair catch call for him made by Ronick. Just south of the 30-yard line, mark him down at the 28.
Yep, let's see what this defense could come out and do here. Chad Stenson it was the former GM of the Skyhawks as well, for the Alamo City side. So a lot of storylines as we talked about earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Just adding to the storylines for this evening as Alamo City gets another crack at the football. Fennick over the middle, incomplete. I don't know if he saw the linebacker there in the middle of the field, but that was a dangerous throw and could have easily been an interception by Stinson.
Yeah, Danny Stinson, 6'2", 235, a 6-year vet, 2nd year with the team in Carolina, making a great play.
First quarter gone by quickly here. Only 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the opening frame. 2 backs behind Fennick as he's under center. Handoff going to be to the fullback, and he goes absolutely nowhere. And Juicy was trying to plow his way ahead through that pile and just couldn't quite make it happen. 3rd and very long.
Yeah, that's kind of a rare play there in the Alamo City playbook, and Juicy really doesn't get much run there. Let's see if that's something they're going to try to utilize going forward, because that play right there, Eric, did not work.
Going 4 wide, trips towards the top of the formation. Fennick shuffles in the pocket. He's in trouble, and he gets the football away just as he's hit. But that brings up a 4th down and a 3 and out for the Skyhawks defense.
Yeah, Ryan Ray, the defensive end right there, was able to get around that block, was able to apply pressure to Fennick and force that incompletion and to bring up 4th down.
So after a promising 10-play drive on their opening possession and that interception in their red zone, Alamo City now goes 3 and out and gives the football back to Carolina. And return will bring it out to about the 40-yard line for the Skyhawks. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. South, pocket collapsing around him, threw the ball before his receiver even realized it, and still a completion, as that's Solomon once again getting involved early on.
Yep, and there he is, Xavier Solomon once again. This is somebody that I want to see. That I was very excited when we got prepared together, Eric, that I wanted to see how he was handled in this offense. And so far, he's looking pretty good.
Had 3 catches, 32 yards, and a touchdown grab last week against DC. Hand off to McBride, who gets buried very close to the line to gain. You don't see that too often there, Chad, where McBride just gets absolutely suplexed into the dirt. Usually she's breaking about 4 or 5 tackles.
Yeah, normally she's breaking the first tackle always, but Bogey Barr showing his toughness there as well, and that's going to bring up a very interesting 3rd down here, Eric.
Brad on their feet. McBride trying to find some room. She didn't get it. 4th and short coming up as the Alamo City defense holds strong.
Look at that front line there by Alamo City. I mean, every hole that was created was just collapsed right there. Nowhere for Ike to go. Was able to be knocked back, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Great play there by the defensive line for Alamo City.
Offense still out on the field for Carolina. A little bit of no man's land here for them. Might see if they could get a free play. They already got one before.
Got to stay disciplined.
And it looks like Carolina is going to have to burn a timeout to avoid the delay of game.
Yeah, that's an interesting call there. I have always felt that it's best, especially when you're that close, just 4th and inches. Maybe go for it, right? You have a bruising back on Ike McBride, somebody that can definitely get some positive yardage. But the past 2 runs were not successful, so maybe that's why they opted just to burn the timeout here, Eric.
And something else we talked about, Chad, coming into this, we thought this might be a very defensive matchup. We did not think that it was going to be a blowout either way from either one of these teams. And so far, we're seeing the defenses show strong.
Yeah, Alamo City 17th against the run on defense. Carolina 24th against the run. So I really think the emphasis will be on the run game for both offenses tonight.
And Roanoke breaks free. Trying to find some room, makes it out to the 26-yard line. You touched on it. Ziggy Roanoke is a dangerous return man, and could have sprung one there.
Yeah, both these teams have dangerous returners, as Harish Prasad is on the opposite side for Carolina, but I've seen Roanoke make plenty of big plays as a returner, and about did it right there once again.
Fennick, fullback dive again, and Juicy actually gets some positive yards this time. 3 yards out to about the 30-yard line. We'll get a look at the Skyhawks defense. Ryan Ray, Christopher Colon, Phil Hall, and DJ Majesty are all on the front 4. Danny Stinson, Mojo McLean, and Shervon Prasad are the linebackers. Tristan Hatley with the interception earlier. Skippy Curtis and Davidson Joseph are the corners. Ibari Amon Eaglin, Monte Wyatt, and Lincoln Kingseed are the safeties.
That defensive line for Carolina is a well-seasoned veteran defensive line there.
Bennett quickly throws over the middle, incomplete, and you're absolutely correct. A very stacked defensive line. Phil Hall with 12 seasons in our league. Christopher Colon with 11. DJ Majesty used to be a linebacker, converted to defensive tackle. He's had 12 seasons in the league. So, yeah, very seasoned front 4 there.
A very dangerous front 4 at that. I like this press coverage here.
Yep, press coverage 4 wide for Alamo City. Fennick gonna throw it, test it, and he's got his man. The ace to Deuce connection is alive here early on in the first quarter of play as Deuce Fennick makes his first catch for a big gain.
Look at that, Fennick to Fennick right there. We're probably going to be calling this all night long. Carolina coming out in that press coverage. Fennick and Soto are 2 wide receivers that can be very dangerous when it comes to those press coverages. And right there, the wide receiver won that matchup.
Creeping into Carolina territory with a fresh set of downs. Fennick short drop. Going to toss it out to Jones. Slips the first defender and gets ushered out of bounds. Gain of 4, no huddle.
Let's see what else they got in this formation here.
Fennick with a couple hard counts. Shuffles in the pocket. Going to fire it over the middle. It's picked off. Second interception by this Skyhawk defense as Monte Wyatt comes up with the interception this time.
Man, that's really surprising to see Garrison Blue, the tight end. That just went right through his hands, Eric. I don't think there was anything about it. Or no, I guess not. He just overthrew him a little bit right to Monty Wyatt. I thought it went through the hands of Garrison Blue, but I guess not. Great play there by Wyatt.
Yeah, Fennick definitely threw a laser on that play. And I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it was just a little bit too far for Blue to get his mitts on it. Monty Wyatt comes away with the interception. Carolina gets another crack at the football. Handoff McBride. McBride gets wrapped up near the line of scrimmage, Got to actually lose maybe half a yard. Brings up 2nd and long.
There's Yogi Barr right there, a 7-year veteran, 6'6", 285. The man's got some good speed on him as well, so able to get around that block and was able to knock them back for a loss of yards.
Handoff again to McBride, this time with a short gain of about 3 yards. Bring it out to the 30-yard line. 3rd and 8 coming up. We'll get a look at the offense for Carolina quickly. Matt South at quarterback. Ike McBride, the running back. Hattori Hanzo is the fullback. Chase Earl, Heath McDaniel Jr., Harish Prasad, the wide receivers. Vince DeSantis, Xavier Solomon, the 4th overall pick in the most recent draft. And Chris Cross, the left guard. 3rd and 8, south from the gun. Plenty of time and connects. Finds Chase Earl over the middle, his first season in a Skyhawk uniform, coming over from the Louisiana Revolution.
Yeah, Chase Earl was always one of those wide receivers I like to watch back in Louisiana. Now over here in this Carolina offense, should be utilized very well.
0-0 the score as we hit the end of one. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, and we are live on YouTube. Stout takes the snap, 5-step drop, pump fakes, wants to air it out over the middle, picked off! It's Alamo City's turn to get an interception, and Rain Rie comes up with it from his free safety spot.
Rain Rie, one of the most underrated safeties in all the SFL. I've had a pleasure of being in the locker room with this guy, pleasure being a teammate with him. He's always a great locker room presence and right there making a big play for his team to get back on the field.
And the defensive struggle continues between both of these teams. Neither one able to get any sort of offensive momentum. Fennec shuffles in the pocket, going to air it out. One-on-one coverage and incomplete. That was the matchup that they wanted there, Chad. And it just didn't end up going the way of the offense as Hatley tips it away.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the one you want to pick on or not, right? Tristan Hatley is one of a very good lockdown type of corner. And for them to try to challenge Hatley's pretty impressive, at least on the Alamo City side, about aggression.
Jones gets another carry, and he'll dive forward for a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, you would like to see them maybe try to go to the outside around on that a little bit there, Eric. But, I mean, Brad Jones is one of those guys that can be in a north-south or an east-west type of runner. This is going to be setting up an interesting 3rd and 8 here.
Both of these running backs are like that. McBride and Jones, both north-to-south runners, not really shifty runners. As Fennec takes the snap in the gun, got to fire it over the middle, finds his man, Garrison Blue with the catch this time, as he finds the hole in the zone and is able to complete the catch.
Yeah, great play there by Alamo City. That almost started to kind of look like 50XA post, but it's not. But they just were able to get the tight end down there on just a simple little post route. And what a great run there by Garrison Blue to make the catch.
First drive since their initial drive to go longer than just 3 plays as Jones gets the carry, and he'll make it out to about the 40-yard line. Alamo City with what's the word I'm looking for? I lost my... Go ahead and say something, Chad. I lost my words.
Well, Brad Jones, obviously 6.9 yards a carry tonight, 7 attempts for 48 yards. So, as we talked about earlier, Greg Soto, the head coach, saying he wants to get the run game going. He's certainly doing that tonight against this very good Carolina defense.
2nd and 6, Fennec looking for Blue, and the defense was there to break it up. Brings up 3rd and 6 as big number 90 was in there for the play. Mojo McClain, the outside linebacker.
Mojo McClain, baby. He was showing the mojo on that one, the 34th overall pick in the 2nd round this year. Going to be a very good production linebacker down the road for him. Great play there by the rookie.
The artillery are going to have to get some yardage here as they're sitting in no man's land. Fennec going to uncork one into coverage and incomplete. I thought Soto might have had a step on the defender, couldn't quite get the ball in, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and a punt.
Great deflection there by Davidson Joseph, a 7-year veteran in this league, a former All-Star back in season 16, was able to make the play there to stop the drive, and once again, forcing Alamo City to punt away.
No pressure this time as Carolina is content sending up the return. Fair catch call for and made by Prasad at about the 12-yard line with 9:11 to go here in the 2nd quarter. The SFL would like to recognize some staff who operate mostly behind the scenes to keep this league operational. Mike Dagg directs the broadcast team, compiling research data, collecting availability, and scheduling crews. Chris Curtis provides assistance and technical support and vets new broadcasters. Stephen Hacker directs game day operations to ensure broadcast and stat teams are functioning all weekend long. Check back in future weeks to hear more about how the SFL is the most well-run simulation operation. As Earl looked like he was open on that play, couldn't quite reel it in, brings up second down.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming at Matt South there, but was able to get that pass off quickly. And I do got to say, without that team that you just talked about, Dags and Curtis and Hacker, I mean, the game day production, I feel like, would be down south, right? I mean, since them guys have been doing what they've been doing, the game day production has just been skyrocketing here for the league.
Gotta agree, 100%. South has an open man and close to first down yardage. Going to be about a yard short as Vince DeSantis makes his first catch of the evening.
Yeah, Vince DeSantis is a guy that really has come up in the league, right? If I remember correctly, he was an undrafted free agent that was signed very early on in the season after a release of one of their players, but he's really grown into a nice, dependable number one tight end.
South in trouble, going to throw on the run, and it's a little bit too strong, looking for McBride coming out of the backfield, and it's going to be a 4th and short. They're going to have to punt now, and the defensive struggle continues.
Yeah, it definitely does continue for sure. I mean, the pressure just getting to these quarterbacks all game long. You're seeing throws that they're not able to step in fully to be able to hit their targets. They're getting hurried. They're going ahead and getting that out of the way. And both these defenses are playing really well right now.
Punt gets away for Carolina. Fair catch call for by Ronick at about the 47-yard line. So good starting field position here for Alamo City as they take over for another possession. And I think you hit the nail on the head. The front fours for both of these teams have been playing extremely well and getting a lot of pressure on each quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this front four all night long for both teams. We haven't mentioned on the Alamo City side Juke and Rukin yet. That's one of the most feared guys in the league, but everybody else has been making their impact very greatly in this game so far.
Fennec to throw. Going to throw it near sideline. Some toe drag swag along that near sideline for a catch of about 6 yards. And Soto is the one who reeled it in.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do, right? I mean, both these defenses are playing really well right now, so you need quick throws out as soon as you get it, right? Arrow routes, out routes, slant routes. Those may be key plays down the stretch here in the second quarter that might get a team ahead in this ballgame.
Both quarterbacks sporting QBRs in the 25 range currently, so that gives you an idea as the defensive ball game that we're seeing. As Brad Jones gets a carry and his forward momentum propels him forward to the 43-yard line. That's good enough for a first down.
I mean, that's the guy right now that's doing it for Alamo City, right? That's his 8th run of the night, over 50 yards running, just averaging over probably 7 yards a carry. And you were right. You touched on it. I mean, the QBRs of these guys there's 0.4 difference between them. Matt South leading with a 25.9.
Fennec from the gun. Steps up in the pocket. Checks it down to Jones. Trying to get out of the backfield and gets maybe a half a yard as he's ushered out of bounds along that near sideline.
Yeah, and there's that Skyhawk secondary really locking these wide receivers down to where he's got to check it down to a Brad Jones who basically already was done running his route and was just standing there. So great defensive play there by the Skyhawks to be able to limit what Ace Fennec can do.
High formation for the artillery. Jones trying to bounce it to the far sideline. It goes nowhere. Tons of white jerseys in the area, and there was no way he was going to break out of that one.
Yeah, Danny Stinson looked like he was leading the charge there for the Skyhawk defense, and I talked about it earlier. Maybe they need to start running to the outside and utilize Brad Jones' speed, but right there, Carolina showed their speed on the defense.
4 wide on 3rd and long. Fennec under center. He's going to throw it long and incomplete. Again, trying to pick on Tristan Hatley. And again, I 100% agree with you, Chad. I don't know if that's the one that I would be picking on in this secondary here.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the one you want to pick on either. I mean, both these corners, Tristan Hatley and Davidson Joseph, are both good corners. You still got Skippy Curtis there in the slot as well. So these corners can easily end drives as they just did right there once again for Alamo City.
And speaking of Skippy Curtis, $4.99 super chat from Skippy. Carolina D is the best D. I'm not going to touch on that one.
Yeah, I'm not either, but thank you for the $4.99 there, Skippy.
Carolina going to let this one go. Nice little bounce there for Alamo City as it bounces inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Carolina going to have 96 yards to go to hit pay dirt.
Yeah, that was a HFB for sure. Home field bounce, right? That ball just landed softly like Tiger Woods' second shot onto the green, right? Just a soft landing on the green. That was a soft landing there for the punter.
That's a little lob wedge, some good backspin action. Oh, yeah, think of it.
There you go.
Offset eye, handoff to Hanzo, his first carry of the ball game, and he gets maybe a half a yard. As again, these defenses, both teams, just showing out tonight.
Yeah, this is what I want to see, right? I want to see that two-headed monster running game of Carolina. Last week, Eric, 181 yards on 40 carries combined between Ike McBride and Hanzo.
South to throw from his own end zone, coming back to the football, makes the catch, and that was McDaniel Jr. with his first catch of the evening, going to be a gain of 6.
Yeah, Heath McDaniel Jr. probably got a little bit of bump there on that beginning of that route, had to come back and was able to make that play. Heath McDaniel, a very underrated receiver as well for this Carolina offense.
Tons of weapons for the Skyhawks to work with here. 3rd and 4, South going to throw it out to McBride, and McBride couldn't make the catch as it was a little bit too strong going out of bounds, and yet another punt we will see this evening.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Carolina being able to lock down the wide receivers. Here you are on the opposite side with Alamo City, right? Ragar Law, Mickey McGuire, two very good corners in this league were able to shut down those wide receivers. That's why they had to hit their check down and Ike McBride and get 0 gains, and once again have to punt it away.
And this is not an easy punt here either for Carolina. Luckily for them, no pressure coming, but a very short punt. And that is going to be great starting field position for the artillery. And maybe we'll see some points on the scoreboard here, Chad.
Yeah, let's see what this Carolina defense is going to do, right? This is their biggest challenge of the game so far. Starting from their 39-yard line, this is going to be interesting. All they got to do is get a first down, and they're right there in field goal range, Eric.
Offset back is Jones. He gets the carry, a couple good spin moves, and he gets a good 6 yards out to the Carolina 33-yard line.
And there's Brad Jones once again fighting his way through. That was a very tough 6 yards to grab on his 10th carry of the night, and sets up a nice little 2nd and 4 here for the artillery.
Another heavy formation here for Alamo City. Fennick instead is going to throw, finds Blue over the middle, first down yardage, close to the SFL red zone. Mark him down at the 21-yard line.
Yep, and here we are. I think this may be almost their first trip in the red zone since that last drive where they threw, or their first drive of the game where they threw that interception in the end zone. But Garrison Blue, his 6th target of the night, he has been a big-time target here for Ace Fennick.
He's caught 3 of those targets for 43 yards so far. Fennick sets up in the gun, under 5 to go in the first half. Fennick in trouble, he's going to go down. That was coming so quickly, and there was absolutely no chance to get rid of the football as Mojo McClain gets in there and makes the sack.
We talk about this front line of Carolina's defense and the linebacker Mojo McClain sneaking in there like Austin Powers with his mojo and was able to get the sack on Ace Fennick. What a play there by the defense.
34th overall pick for the Skyhawks, and he's playing very well this evening. Fennick going to throw again, finds Soto for a minimal gain, and it's going to be a 3rd and long as we approach the 4-minute mark to go here in the first half.
Here's what's crazy about that play before. Let's just talk about this. They came out in a gun split spread offense, right? You had Thick and Juicy and Brad Jones on each side of you, and nobody was able to block Mojo McClain as he went in there untouched for that sack.
Great point as Fennec comes out, trips towards the far sideline. He's in trouble. He's thrown. It's completed, but out of bounds. And it's going to be a 4th down. We'll see a field goal attempt, though, and maybe we'll finally get some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we might be able to get some points here. Matt Finnick, one of the more accurate kickers in the SFL, so I'm going to assume he's going to be able to get this. But that was 50 XA post right there out of that gun straight. And being able to see that defense lock that play down, that's going to be very interesting down the road if they try to use that in the second half.
Matt Finnick has connected on 9 of 10 of his field goals here this season. See if he can add number 10 here. From the far hash, it is up and it is through from 40 yards. And we have our first points of the ball game with 3:36 to go here in the first half of play. What a game.
And we talked about this before the game, Eric. We talked about how this was probably going to be a defensive battle, right? And we are getting exactly what we wanted out of this game tonight. I'm really just waiting to see if Alamo City ever gets a Trey Finnick. I wonder if it's a Trey Finnick or a Quad Finnick in the family.
Might be in the works.
Might be. You never know. There could be a Trey or a Quad in there somewhere.
Paris Prasad trying to make something out of nothing there, and he'll make it out to about the 25-yard line. And we'll get a look at the Alamo City defense here because we haven't done that just yet. Jukin Rukin, Yogi Barr, Stephen Fellows II, and Tina Begin along the front 4. Jay Mart, Bogey Barr, and Rob Foraker are the linebackers. Relgar Law, Mickey McGuire, the corners. Rain Rie with an interception tonight. Jeff Spicoli, Jukin Rukin Jr., and Albert Begin are the safeties. South to throw. Going to throw it to a tackle eligible on the play, and that falls incomplete. That would have been a fun play if he was able to reel that one in.
Man, I'm going to take a line from Jason Bateman back in dodgeball. That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out for him, right? I mean, having a tackle-eligible player as your tight end and go to that tackle-eligible player, I like the creativeness of the offense, but I don't know if this is the team you want to play against with that.
Both teams pulling out all the stops against each other's defenses here this evening. South in trouble, spins out of it, going to throw a far sideline and a bit too far for his intended receiver. And it's going to be 3rd and long again for the Skyhawks.
And I'm seeing in the chat here, Bo Martin Jr., part of the front office of Alamo City, telling me there was indeed a Trey Finnick in the minors back in season 16, Eric. So I think Trey needs to make a comeback.
There you go. Mystery solved.
There we go. Just waiting for Quad Finnick now.
Artillery faithful on their feet for this 3rd down. 3:22 to go here in the opening half. South from the gun, uncorks it, and he finds his
look at this.
McDaniel Jr. is rumbling down the sidelines into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
And look at the Skyhawks team answering back, right? Gun straight, 50 XA post. It's a staple in a lot of offensive playbooks in the SFL, and Carolina executing it perfectly here. Heath McDaniel just wide open, burning that defense. Begin tried to get the tackle, missed, and McDaniel was gone for 6.
And it seems like both of these teams not really focusing heavily on the passing game, but when they are throwing the football, they're looking for those one-on-one matchups. It doesn't necessarily matter who's the corner in that situation. It just happened to work out this time for Carolina, and a great play from South to McDaniel Jr. to get our first touchdown of the ball game on the board.
Yeah, that is the spark that Carolina needed. I mean, Alamo City, it's been a big defensive battle all game. Nobody's been able to score a touchdown. Carolina, the first one to come up there and score their first touchdown.
3 plays, 75 yards, and it was a big-time passing touchdown from Matt South to Heath McDaniel Jr.
Yeah, now we want to see how Alamo City responds, right? I mean, they had a decent drive, but they obviously started from the Carolina 39 and was able to only come away with 3. Let's see what they do here with this almost 3-minute offense.
Ronick trying to follow some blockers, and he'll do so out to the 25-yard line. And it still stands true that the best drive, I think, for Alamo City was their initial drive that ended in the interception in the red zone.
Yeah, that drive was their best drive so far of the night. I mean, Brad Jones has been doing all he can. 10 attempts, 61 yards in this game. And, you know, but they've got to come out here and strike quick, I think, to be able to get the crowd back into it, Eric.
Fennick to throw. Has time. He's going to throw a far sideline. Caught in coverage, but somehow makes the catch. And that was Hank Earl Troll, the second season man here with the artillery. He's 6'6", 228.
Yeah, Hank Earl Troll, I believe, was a tight end his first season, converting over to wide receiver. And that was just a dime that was thrown there by Fennick. And Troll, when his number's called, he makes the play.
Hatley with the coverage. Skippy Curtis coming in to clean up the play. And that'll be a fresh set of downs for Alamo City.
Yeah, as a defensive player watching that play, you couldn't have done more on that defensive play there.
Offset eye, Jones with the carry. Skyhawks defense converges on him quickly, and he gets maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Jones has been running the ball well, right? Just over 6 yards per carry, but Carolina's been stopping him when they need to stop him, right? Not letting him get a bunch of momentum to start taking this game over. You can tell that the defense really focused in on the Alamo City run game.
3 wide receivers in the formation. Handoff going to be to Jones, and again, Jones going to be buried in the backfield. Not a very productive running drive here for him as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Yep, the better-looking Prasad brother was the one who made the tackle there.
Yes, sir. 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We're live on YouTube. Eric Vincent alongside Chad Rowland in the broadcast booth. Justin Reside and Mel Davis in the stats truck. Commissioner Cameron Irvine producing this evening's game for us. 5 wide for the artillery here. 3rd and 9. Fennick quickly fires it over the middle and has a first down. Out to the 45-yard line of Carolina, and that'll extend the drive.
This is where I wouldn't actually mind seeing Alamo City go no huddle here, right? You got 5 wide receivers set, and you were able to catch a little soft zone there. I would have maybe kept going with that, but let's see what they got up their sleeve for the final 2 minutes here.
Again, firing quickly and incomplete. I'm not sure what Fennick saw in that formation there, but several Skyhawks had an opportunity at getting the football.
Yeah, Lincoln Kingseed right there usually will make those type of plays. He's got good hands. But, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not sure exactly what Fennick saw because he did not see Kingseed right there underneath.
Nice play by Kingseed to force a second down here. Clock freezes at 90 seconds. Single back is Jones. Fennick pump fakes over the middle. Blue had an opportunity at the football, but I think the hit jarred the football loose. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Danny Stinson timed that hit perfectly, right? Waited on Blue to be able to look back and try to bring that ball in. He was able to come in there and just smack him that ball away.
Four wide, trips towards the near sideline. Fennick in the gun, fires it, complete. Out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at 1:22.
Nice little out route there ran by Greg Soto.
Fennick quickly takes the snap, trying to avoid the sack and doesn't. He's wrapped up at the 36, loss of 5.
Great sack there. I like this press coverage.
Fennick, pressure coming, gonna fire it over the middle, finds Roenick inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal.
Roenick, I talked about a special teams demon making the play there on the offensive side of the ball there. Great play.
Fennick trying to get the touchdown, and he does! Touchdown to Deuce, and the artillery take the lead.
Ace to Deuce right there. We talked about they needed to come out and strike quick, Eric, and that's exactly what this offense does. great drive there by Alamo City to close this half.
Wide open, just a great route ran by Deuce Vinnick to get the touchdown there.
Yeah, we talked about, I don't know if Hatley was on him or not. It may have been, you kind of saw Skippy Curtis there at the beginning of the window, but regardless, like you said, perfect route ran by Deuce Finnick and great throw there by Ace Finnick.
And now Matt Finnick cleans up the Finnick trio, and all three Finnicks have scored on one possession there, as that makes it a 10-7 ball game. 51 seconds to go. Carolina got 2 timeouts, and they did kick the football off to start the football game. So they're looking to add at least 3 points, I'd say, to the scoreboard before the next half.
Yeah, I'm being interested to see what they do here, right? I mean, you're right. They do have 2 timeouts left. Their offense has been moving the ball very efficiently, and they were able to strike quick on that 50XA post in that last drive. Let's see what they do here.
Harish will bring it out to the 25-yard line. It's been commonality here. 4 returns this evening so far. And that'll make it 47 seconds for the Skyhawks to work with on offense. 2 timeouts, and you're absolutely right. Possession to go. They went down the field. They marched down the field with ease, and they look good doing it. And we'll have to see what they do on this time around. Don't know if they're going to get another 75-yard passing touchdown, but we'll see.
I can see the screen right there.
He's going to air it out into coverage and incomplete, looking for Earl. But the pressure was coming, and there was nothing that South could do there.
Yeah, that front 4 once again. I mean, Carolina, I think, had 6 or 7 in the box, or Alamo City had 6 or 7 in the box and was able to force that. I thought maybe they should have hit Ike McBride there on the screen pass. That left side was open, where she could have got a really good gain on that possession.
Skyhawks coming out in an offset eye. We'll see if McBride gets a carry here. Artillery stack in the box. They'll get the run. McBride trying to find a hole and does. Breaks it out to the near sideline and gets first down yardage to the 39.
Interesting formation to do the no huddle in. Let's see what they get here.
Another carry. McBride couldn't quite find the hole there. Gets just past the 40 to the 41. Clock continuing to roll.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be stuck in this formation and hurry up.
Yep. McBride brought down near the line to gain, or the line of scrimmage, excuse me. Carolina not electing to use their timeouts. They're going to get one more carry from McBride, trying to do her best, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. Alamo City with a 3-point advantage over the visiting Skyhawks. And it was a fun first half, a very defensive first half here, Chad.
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, we knew that this is going to be a defensive struggle. This is the games that we love to watch, right, Eric? This is why I love the SFL. Watching games like this, the defensive battles, I just love every second of it. Let's see what these teams do with their adjustments here in the second half.
Harish right up the middle of the field is met by a sea of artillery defenders. Mark him down at the 23-yard line. And honestly, truly, no harm, no foul, I think, for Carolina towards the end of the half there. Would you have liked to have gotten points? Yes, but at the end of the day, you knew you were going to get the second half kickoff.
Well, and we've seen so many teams try to do that minute offense, right, to try to get down the field for a field goal, only to end in the interception and maybe even a pick six. So you got to play the safe way there if you're Harish Prasad.
Ike McBride fighting her way for extra yardage, gets about 7 out to the Carolina 31-yard line.
That's who I want to see going in this second half, right? Ike McBride on her 10th carry right there, averaging just over 4, almost 4.5 yards per carry. Love to see her just get going here and get this Carolina offense moving.
Both of these running backs for both of these teams heavily involved in the offense as McBride gets carry number 11 there and gets stood up at the line. Alamo City ready for it, brings up a 3rd and 3.
Looks like Stephen Fellows II was in there to make a play, right? I mean, we haven't called his name all night when it comes to being pressure up the middle, but was able to stuff the run there and force a 3rd and 3.
Hand off to the fullback, Hanzo, who gets stood up at the line. Alamo City forcing the fourth down. Jay Mart coming in there in a hurry and just stoning Hattori Hanzo at the line.
Yeah, that's hard to do, right? I mean, Jay Mart has proven over and over again about how good of a hitter he is at the linebacker position. Great hit there to force no yard gain on that, and to force, more importantly, Eric, a fourth down.
Pressure coming, and it's going to get away. Thought maybe they could get the block, but a fair catch is called for and made by Ronick at the 35-yard line. Next weekend on Next Level Sports, an old dynasty meets a rising power when the Florida Storm welcome the Minnesota legend to the Eye. Coverage starts Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to be on Next Level Sports.
Go Florida Storm.
They've been looking good this season. I'm happy to see a resurgence from the Florida Storm. Free play here as Jones gets the carry, and he's going to get be about 5 or 6 yards, so I think Alamo City will take the penalty on that play.
Yeah, DJ Majesty, as we talked about earlier, converted linebacker, playing defensive tackle this year. Probably still learning the position there. Just was a little antsy, jumped off sides.
So going to be a 1st and 5 for Alamo City.
Yeah, I want to see what this offense does in the second half for Alamo City, right? I mean, they made some good strides there towards the end of the second quarter. Let's see if they continue to build off that momentum they had.
Fenix 16 of 28, 190 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks as he's going to throw it again into traffic, somehow complete. I don't know how he threaded the needle to Greg Soto that time.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of moved away from where the pressure is going, and hopefully we can see a nice little, yes, we're going to get a perfect angle. Look at this. Just a dime right there, right through 2 defenders, perfectly thrown to the top wide receiver, Greg Soto, able to get a first down and more.
Soto 7 catches, 77 yards on the evening. 3 wide for Fennick. Going to throw it quickly far sideline, caught for a minimal gain as he falls out of bounds. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
I mean, anything positive on 1st down, even if it's 3 yards, that's good, right? Because then you're going to set up a 2nd and medium, 6-7 yards like it is right now. The playbook opens up a little bit more when you do that.
Jones with the carry, hurdles the defender, but gets brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Great play there by the front 4 of the Skyhawks. Christopher Colon getting the tackle there.
Yeah, because if Brad Jones was able to break through that front 4, Thick and Juicy really laid a great block out there, right? I want to give some love to the fullback, Thick and Juicy, because he had his block hit, and Brad Jones could have easily broke to the outside and had a big game.
Fennick is going to throw into traffic again and again, threads the needle. Fennick is on fire on this drive, and he's got that connection between Soto and him on this drive. It's been wild to see.
Yeah, I mean, Soto and him have been teammates pretty much the entire time. I mean, Soto's been here for 5 seasons, and just a great chemistry between them. And I got to tell you, I love how Ace Fennick plays. He is an aggressive quarterback, doesn't take he just goes for it, right? And that's what you got to have in some certain situations if you're a quarterback in the SFL.
Brad Jones with the carry, follows his blockers. He breaks free. He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Alamo City.
And that's what we've been waiting on, right? That's the emphasis of this team. Look at Thick and Juicy right there, laying the block. Look at the offensive line blocking. Greg Soto even throwing a block out there. Great fundamentals there by the artillery as everybody talks about, man, in order to get the run game going, you got to have good blocking. That right there is what every team should be watching, about how each level, the offensive line, your fullback, and your wide receivers, how they should block. And that was a beautiful run there by Brad Jones.
Matt Fennick for the extra point. He's going to add it up and through. 17-7 the score as the artillery add to their lead off of that Brad Jones rumble into the end zone. And you're absolutely right. The blocking was absolutely impeccable. Greg Soto laying that final block there was great. You love to see the wide receivers throw blocks out there for the running backs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a rookie watching this game tonight and you're looking at your build and you're thinking, man, run blocking and pass blocking, I can save that for later. That right there is why you don't want to save that for later. That is something you really want to build on as a wide receiver, because right there, that can help get your team 6 and maybe even get victories.
Harish going to bring the football up just past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Flag on the play.
Number 56.
As it's going to be a holding on the Skyhawks. So that'll back them up a little bit further there.
As we can see in the chat, Eric, that block was #thick.
Thick with a K, not a double C.
No, thick with a K. You're absolutely right.
Carolina setting up shop south of the 20-yard line. Mark them down at about the 16.5. South, hand off to McBride. Kind of scurries through there for about 6 yards out to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really see a hole there at all, but Ike McBride saw something more than we could see up here in the booth, right? Because she was just able to squeeze her way through and get that 6 yards.
That's up second and manageable. 7 in the box for Alamo City. Handoff this time to Hanzo, who's trying to go east and west, not north and south. And he gets stoned at the line for no gain.
Yeah, this is what we talked about before, right? When we talked about the run game of Carolina being so efficient, right? 40 carries last week, 180 yards tonight, 15 carries for only maybe 50 yards. So Alamo City really took a focus on that and have done a great job so far here through almost 3.5 quarters.
South to throw on third down. Finds Prasad over the middle for first down yardage to the 30-yard line. Harish Prasad with a clutch catch there to extend the drive.
People got to remember this, right? Harish Prasad was a number 1 wide receiver for a long time. He drops into the slot and really solidifies that position, I think, that Carolina hasn't had in so long. A really good, threatening third wide receiver. And what a great play there by Harish.
South to throw again. Crossing route to Chase Earl, and he'll get 7 on that play.
Yeah, and there's Chase Earl again, just making plays, right? That was his 6th target of the night. Only a second catch, but this is a guy that if you give him space, he will make big plays.
And that's why the Skyhawks brought him in from Louisiana in the offseason to make those big-time plays. McBride first down and more as she gets stood up at around the 44-yard line. Got to the second and even the third level of the defense, though.
Yeah, that's the formation that they like to run out of, right? That split jacks formation. It's a really heavy run set. You get those great options of running out of the fullback or the running back position. That time they ran with McBride. She was able to get a first down and more. And this drive is looking pretty decent so far here for the Skyhawks.
South over the middle. Catch is made. First down is made as well as DeSantis gets the first down to the 46-yard line of Alamo City.
Yeah, and that's something that kind of went away from in the second quarter, Eric. I mean, you saw some targets to Xavier Solomon. You saw some catches from Vince DeSantis. They kind of went away from that in the second quarter. Glad to see them going back to that here in the third.
South again to throw, checking it down to DeSantis, who gets about 3 yards on the play. Give him 4 to the 41-yard line. And that seems to be what, the method is for this offense on this drive for Carolina, is just take what the defense is giving you.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, this kind of reminds me of like season 14 Vultures, right? What I used to always call the dink and dunk type of offense, where they just dink and dunk their way 4 yards here, 5 yards there. But those get first downs.
Bit of a tough throw there for South. He was trying to find DeSantis once again. Good coverage from Alamo City, and that brings up 3rd and 6 with 3:34 to go in the third.
Yeah, this is where I would like to see something simple, right? Like an out route to be able to utilize with Earl or even utilize with Heath McDaniel Jr., or even just a nice little slant route in there in the middle with DeSantis or Xavier Solomon. But let's see what they do here on this play.
They got a bunch of wide receivers towards the bottom of the formation. Throwing near sideline, caught. Prasad is able to get himself free and get the first down yardage to the artillery 33-yard line.
See, there's that out route that I was talking about, right? I could see it up at the top. I believe they had their tight end up top there by himself, was able to pull an out route, but Prasad coming out of that bunch set with a nice little out route. Beautiful play there, and the chains keep moving for the Skyhawks.
Carolina trying to keep themselves in this ball game, down 10. South to throw. He's going to throw it out to Hanzo. He's got a couple men to beat, and he's going to get wrapped up by the first one out of bounds at the 29, gain of 3.
Yeah, those little screen plays right there are kind of like extensions of the run game, right? And so being able to not get Hanzo going in the run game, now they're going to try to see if maybe they can get him going in the screen game and getting some decent yardage. Right there, they were able to get 3.
Carolina going heavy here, I formation. Handoff McBride, and again, Alamo City has been great tonight with wrapping up McBride. She has not had anything super long, as you see right there, 17 yards, her longest run on the evening, and McBride is able to break through.
Yeah, and normally what you like to see out of your running back is about 3 to 4 yards a carry. If you could get 4.5, that seems like a really solid day. Ike McBride able to do that. So is Brad Jones, though, on the other side.
Empty set for the Skyhawks. South, pressure coming, over the middle, caught inside the 10 to the 7-yard line is Chase Earl. First and goal for the Skyhawks.
Yep, that gun straight 90 all slants. Normally that's kind of a tight end preferred route, right? As the tight end normally gets open, but Chase Earl was able to be open right there after Jukaruka Jr. failed to keep in the inside there. And what a great throw there by Matt South to get it to Chase Earl.
The 11th play of the drive here. 13th play of the drive here. Going near sideline, caught. So that was one of the extra tight ends in the formation. No, Xavier Solomon with the catch there. He's been quiet in the second half.
Yep, that's Solomon's first catch of the second half, but there it is. Those little out routes that can get going here. I would love to see that play once again here down inside the 5.
South again will throw. End zone. Touchdown, DeSantis. The Skyhawks narrow the gap.
See, and that's what I was talking about. Get these tight ends involved, right? Even if it's a little slant route right there. Perfect. J. Mart was trying to see where the quarterbacks was going. Did not see Vince DeSantis sneak up behind him and go past him. Beautiful throw there. Beautiful route. And Carolina inching closer here. Now with pending field goal, they're going to be down 3.
And Malone Brown will add the extra point. It is a 3-point lead now for Alamo City. 17-14, now your score. Impact Monday heads to Atlanta tomorrow night for a rematch of the Season 14 championship game between the Sioux Falls Sparrows and the Atlanta Swarm. It's the first time the Sparrows have been to the Hive since that title game loss. Will they get revenge and spoil Atlanta's unbeaten season? Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern with This Week in the SFL pregame. Kickoff at 8:15 p.m. Eastern.
Is that the Monday Night Spectacular?
The Monday Night Spectacular, baby.
There we go.
Bronick out to the 23-yard line, 1:28 to go here in the third. And we're finally starting to see these offenses come to life here in the second half. But that's not taking anything away from how these defenses have played.
No, the defenses have been stout all night long, EK. And I got to tell you, I mean, it's nice to see the offenses going because now you're seeing, the offensive coordinators on each side being able to finally see some holes that they can try to exploit on each side of the defense.
You can see the artillery starting to throw the run game in the bin a little bit and throw it a bit more as they do on this play. Ace to deuce for about 6 yards.
Yeah, like I said, you're starting to see this dink and dunk type of offense, right? These little out routes, little slant routes, hitting the check down, just trying to get 4 to 6 yards per play, because 2 of those is over 10 yards. Simple math, Eric. That's a first down.
Do love simple math.
Yeah, I thought I would try to pull out some math tonight, so there you go.
I like it. Single back is going to be Jones. Fennick instead is going to throw, and he had an open man. Blue couldn't reel that one in. That's a rarity for him.
Yeah, his hands were just blue, right? Because he just dropped that pass. I mean, that is a rare thing to see Garrison Blue do. I mean, he's a 6-year veteran in this league. That's something that you don't see every day, and sometimes that happens, Sometimes your hands just aren't, meeting where the ball is. So Garrison's got to get better on that, because that was clearly a first down.
Instead, now Alamo City faced with a 3rd and 4. Fennick to throw again. Going to try it again, and the hit jarred the football loose. Blue on back-to-back plays could not reel the football in, and Carolina's going to get an opportunity at the football to take the lead.
Welcome to Ouchtown. Population U, Garrison Blue. Look at that, right? I mean, Shervan Prasad, we talked about he's the better looking one, but obviously he's the better hitter too. I mean, he just went in there and just walloped on Garrison Blue, and that's 2, like you said, Eric, 2 passes in a row that he should have probably caught, and now it's going to force a 3 and out here for the Artillery.
Fair catch made by Prasad at about the 38-yard line, Harish Prasad, I should say. And that's going to be where they set up shop with just under a minute to go here in the third. And, man, we've still gone back and forth, really, in this third quarter. We've just seen a little bit more points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, both of these teams, like I said, they showed up tonight to play here down in Alamo City. Let's see what Carolina could do here. I would love to see them strike and take the momentum away from this Alamo City crowd.
South, pressure in his face. He's going to throw near sideline. That's caught. Solomon with the catch as he's ushered out of bounds after a gain of 7.
Yeah, this is what I love to see right here. I've been talking about these 2 tight ends all night long. Here we are again. The Weapon X, right? Xavier Solomon making another play, getting 7 yards on that catch, and able to set up a very easy, hopefully easy for them, 2nd and 3. The playbook now, Eric, is wide open.
It's like a run formation here, offset eye. Carry for Hanzo, lowers his shoulder, and he's met right at the line to gain by 2 defenders for the Artillery. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, those outside linebackers, Barr and Foraker, met right there, tag teamed on Hanzo, and was able to stop him just short of the first down.
Might be our last play before the end of the quarter. Handoff, McBride trying to find room. Alamo City holding strong. Jukin Rukin getting in there and making the tackle for loss. And that's going to be a 4th down as we hit the 4th quarter of action here in San Antonio. What a ball game between these 2 teams. 17 for Alamo City, 14 for Carolina. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on YouTube. Get your 4s up in the chat.
Get your 4s up.
This presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
$2 super chat from Shervan Prasad. Flattery pays. What can I say? Hashtag CAR, hashtag Hawk Up.
Yeah, I believe that's the first time we've actually called Jukaruka's name all night, correct?
I believe so, yeah. It's been a tough sledding for him, but a great game for that front 4 overall for both of these teams, honestly, as Ronek calls for the fair catch at the 17-yard line.
Well, what a time to get your name called, right? A big 3rd down stop, and let's see if Alamo City can take advantage of it.
Bennett coming up under center. He's got 2 backs behind him. He's going to throw. Pressure was in his face. Diving attempt made, and they're going to give him the catch there as Soto somehow made that catch there along the near sideline.
Yeah, I'm not totally positive if he caught that or not. I mean, he really just dove out of bounds. Maybe he just tiptoed his way, but oh, look, here we go. Harish Prasad is
There's the
going to
red
challenge
flag.
it.
The visiting team are challenging.
Yeah, I don't think he caught it, in all honesty. But let's see what they say.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Chad. Just looking at it in real time, it did not look like any tippy toes got down. Yeah, no, not even
he's
close.
out. Yeah, good. That's going to be a good challenge, hopefully, there for Harish Prasad.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete. The catch was made out of bounds. The visiting team will not be charged with a timeout.
There it is.
Second down.
So incomplete pass there. Carolina does not lose a timeout.
This crowd's booing, but they got to be blind because he was clearly out.
Oh, 100%. Can't deny that. Two wide receivers in the formation for the artillery. Fennick to throw over the middle, caught close to the line to gain. They'll mark him down at the 24-yard line. We've got a game break from SFL HQ, and we'll toss it over to Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Cam, what's going on?
Thank you, Eric. Here's how the game ended in Detroit. Less than 3 minutes to go. Ibrahim Krieta toss to Lorraine Darby over the defense for the score. Queen City, once again, a devastating loss, 0-5. Motor City, 2-4 into their bye week. Thank you.
Thank you, Cam, as Deuce makes a catch along that far sideline there. That's going to be first down yardage to the 27-yard line. And what an ending to that game there, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, Queen City with the rookie quarterback, they've been kind of having their struggles this season. Motor City, though, starting to put some things together. And once again, Harish says, I like to just keep throwing this red flag out here.
Two challenges on the same drive. And again, I don't necessarily blame him. Watching it in real time, I don't know if he got that first down, Chad.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look and see here. Let's see what Deuce Fennick does. Oh, man, I'm telling you, that's close. Let's see. Oh.
Oh, that's so close.
Oh.
After review, the play stands.
I mean, was he challenging the spot or was he challenging the catch?
I'm not sure, to be totally honest. I couldn't. I didn't quite get what was going on. Yeah, either way, Carolina loses the challenge, and they lose the timeout as a result. So 2 remaining for them for the rest of the game. And Alamo City still with the first set of downs.
Yeah, he must have been feeling really good after that first challenge and thought, you know what, let me just do this again. But it cost him a very costly timeout. Could be down the road.
Jones with the carry right up the middle and gets about 7 yards out to the 34-yard line. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Handoff again to Jones. Hurdles the defender in the backfield. He's going to get first down yardage to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and Alamo City's probably just going to try to get as much clock as they can out of this, right? I mean, it is the fourth quarter. You want to try to keep that Carolina offense on the sideline. And so far, at least on this drive, they're doing a pretty good job running through their bell cow in Brad Jones.
Jones with 16 carries this evening. Almost 6 yards to carry. He'll get another one here, but he gets stood up at the line of scrimmage, just past the line of scrimmage. Monte Wyatt with the open field tackle.
And that play right there is what I would like to call the Great White Buffalo, right? You don't see it very often, but when you do, you got to gasp. The toss play, very rarely used here in the SFL. They were able to get 2 yards on that.
Offset eye, handoff to Jones, and Jones gets absolutely annihilated in the backfield, but I wonder if that was a face mask.
That was my first initial thought there.
Face mask.
And it's going to be the incidental variety, so that'll only be a 5-yard penalty. Either way, Alamo City will take that.
Yeah, seasoned veteran there, Christopher Colon, 11 seasons in the league. should know better than to grab that face mask. But sometimes it happens when you make the tackle like that. So very costly for them, but it is 2nd and 3.
Offset eye for the artillery. 4-down lineman for the Skyhawks on defense. Handoff goes to Jones. He's got blockers in front, and he's going to get a first down to the Carolina 47-yard line. That was a good-looking play there, and I thought it could have gone for more, Chad.
What's crazy is when you watch this, look where Thick and Juicy gets the first hit. Like, he's in the secondary before he even blocks somebody. I mean, that's absolutely unacceptable. If you're the Carolina defense, right, you want to be able to try to get there quicker. Your fullback shouldn't be blocking your safety that's been sitting back waiting. So Alamo City taking advantage there on that play.
Jones over the 100-yard mark. Fennec going to sling it out to his fullback and Juicy, who gets maybe a yard on the play, as that brings up 2nd and 9.
Thick and Juicy there showing off the hands, the rookie. The undrafted rookie there coming in here. Not really known as a pass-catching fullback, but shows right there that he does have some skill set.
By the way, Ace Fennec hitting 21,000 passing yards in his career with his stat line this evening, so congratulations to him as he continues to add to it here. Near sideline catch by Greg Soto for a gain of 7, and that brings up 3rd down.
Yep, nice little out route there by Greg Soto. That's what I'm talking about. Just getting those plays, getting 6-7 yards, move those chains, brings up a 3rd and short.
Three-point advantage for the artillery. 3rd down. Fennec finds an open Ronek over the middle, and that'll be moving the chains to the 28-yard line. This is a very productive drive for Alamo City here.
Yeah, Ziggy Ronek you just nailed it perfectly, right? I mean, this is a good-looking drive so far. And what they're doing, Eric, draining the clock. That clock just continues to run, and it's keeping that Carolina offense at bay.
12th play of the drive, I formation for the artillery. Handoff to Jones, trying to find some room, and does. Out to the 19-yard line, into the SFL red zone we go.
Yep, and they just sneaking in that red zone there. And like we said, Brad Jones is that type of back that will get you those long drives, and we're seeing it right now here. Great drive so far here for the artillery.
From the gun on 2nd and 1. Fennec, far sideline, catch is made by Deuce, who steps out of bounds at the 14-yard line. That'll move the sticks once again.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous there about it going shotgun here in the red zone, but great route to throw there, just doing those quick outs, and was able to get the first down.
And Ace has rebounded nicely here this evening. Close to 300 yards passing, a touchdown, 2 picks. As he takes another snap, Sny arms it over the middle. Blue with the sure-handed catch. Dropped a couple on the last possession, but this time reels it in.
Yeah, he must have went over there during that last drive when Carolina's offense was out and maybe got some stick 'em on or talked to the coaching staff about trying to watch the ball come to your hands, right? Great catch there by Garrison Blue.
From the 7, Jones gets hit right near the line as that front four of Carolina continuing to wreak havoc on the run game. Even though Jones has reached over 100 yards here this evening, they've done a really good job with bottling up that running back there.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about earlier, right? I mean, obviously with being able to contain Brad Jones, yes, he's got over 100 yards in his ball game, but he hasn't been able to be consistently dangerous and make those big plays. His longest run is 22 yards, but that was early in the ball game. So good job here by the Carolina front 7.
3rd and short, Jones trying to get there and doesn't. Carolina holding strong again and stopping him just short of the line to gain, and that's going to be a 4th and inches.
Man, when Carolina's defense needed them to step up, that was huge, right? That is what this defense needed, because if they would have scored right there, I think this game would have been well out of reach. even though it is 5 minutes to go. But that stop right there shows Carolina they got some life. Now the offense has got to come out and really get those points back.
Awkward snap, and gets it up and through. Looked like it could have been maybe a Skyhawk block, but Alamo City adds the field goal. Just about 6 minutes off the clock there, over 6 minutes off the clock on that drive, and only getting 3 out of the deal. That's got to be a stunner there for Alamo City.
Yeah, I mean, how that drive was going, they were articulated. I mean, I think that drive started like with 10 minutes to go. At 10:54 to go.
Almost 11.
Basically the fourth quarter, yeah. And so they just drained that clock only to score 3 points. That is a shocking revelation there for the artillery. But that's what this does. It opens the door now for the Skyhawk offense to come out. And I think this is where they need to strike and take advantage right here.
This opens the door quite a bit for Carolina to come back and win this football game. They don't have to do anything wild. Just run the offense, run some clock, get yourself into the end zone, and you walk out of here with a win.
Yeah, I mean, Matt South has been very clean. Only 1 pick tonight so far.
South is going to throw. He's going to uncork one over the middle. Past midfield into Alamo City territory. What a catch by Chase Earl.
There he is. That's the guy that I've been talking about, Chase Earl. Didn't really get a lot of play in that passing offense in Louisiana. Coming over here to Carolina. Look at that strike right there. I mean, the middle of the field was just open. If you're the safeties back there, Rain Ria, you can't let them have that kind of space. What a great throw. What a great route run there by Chase Earl in the Skyhawks offense.
South gonna air it out. Near sideline, catches made again. This time inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. First and goal, Carolina.
Wow, and right now so far, I mean, Carolina's making this team pay. I mean, look at that, Heath McDaniel. It is not very often you can burn somebody like Gunny McGuire, but just going over the top here. 2 quick plays, and all of a sudden the Skyhawks are inside the 10-yard line.
Handoff, Hanzo, and he gets to the 3-yard line with the clock continuing to roll at about 3 minutes and counting to go.
Yeah, I mean, if you got 2 backs that can get you some yardage, these are the 2 backs that do it, right? A pound bruiser in Ike McBride and another bruiser, 6 foot 245, Hattori Hanzo is. This is the duo that can get you those yardage and get that touchdown.
High formation, handoff, McBride, end zone, a touchdown, and a late hit to boot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking this was a late hit, so hopefully let's see what the call is. You know how R62 can be.
Yep. That is indeed going to be a personal foul, late hit against the artillery. Touchdown will stand. It is a tie ball game pending the extra point.
Wow, and I got to tell you, I mean, that was a beautiful drive there. If you want to call it that, I mean, it was 4 plays, right? And Carolina just struck. And that's what I said. They've got to strike, and they've got to strike now. And that is exactly what they did. I don't know if Harish has got a bug up here, like a baby mama there hanging out with us, or what, listening to what I'm saying. But he took the advice, and what a drive there by the Skyhawks.
Just like that, Matt South's yardage just jumps through the ceiling.
Yeah, 281 yards passing.
For the lead, it is up. It is through 21-20 now, but still 2:38 to go on the clock. Alamo City with all 3 timeouts. They've got an opportunity here.
Yeah, and I can confirm, Eric, that there is no bug in here. I just want to make sure.
Oh, good.
No,
okay.
There's no bug in here, so we're good. But yes, I mean, right now, I mean, if you're the Alamo City Artillery fans, the life just got sucked out of you. Right? I mean, that was a killer drive. So let's see how this offense responds. Carolina's defense has been playing really good all game long. And oh, look at this!
Ronek breaking one, still breaking tackles. Past the 50 to the Carolina 49-yard line. What a return by Ziggy Ronek.
Oh, I mean, I touched on this earlier. Ronek is one of the more dangerous return people in the league. and showing us right there. I mean, if this is exactly what you don't want to happen if you're the Skyhawks, right? Look at this. I mean, broken tackle. Just barrel through. Broken tackle. Xavier Solomon can't tackle. He's a tight end. Luckily, they were able to get King Seed out there to make that tackle, but this is a situation here. Now they're in Carolina's territory, Eric, and this is going to be good.
Game on, game on. 50-yard return there for Ronek to set them up nicely from the 49. Hand off to Jones. Sidesteps, trying to find some room, and gets about 5 yards on the play out to the 44-yard line. We might see one more play before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, I think they're just going to let this run down. Maybe not, though. Let's see what they do. They are hurrying up.
And they'll get it off. Jones avoiding the arm tackle and gets out to the 41-yard line with 1:58 to go. 2-minute warning here in San Antonio. 21 for Carolina, 20 for Alamo City. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on YouTube. Eric Vincent alongside Chad Rowland, Justin Reside, and Mel Davis in the stats truck for us this evening. It's been a heck of a ball game as Alamo City doing their best to try and get themselves back in the ball game. Down 1, under 2 to go, 3 timeouts available to them, and now a first down.
Yeah, this is where the defense has really got to, right? I mean, they've got to step up. Right now, they're just maybe outside of field goal range. Get that first down, they're going to be easily in field goal range, and it's only a 1-point game so far.
Clock rolling. 5-step drop for Fennick. Throws it near sideline, incomplete. And that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, Greg Soto's got to see where his feet are, right? You've got to be able to stay in bounds. What that does, though, is stops the clock.
.124 frozen on the clock momentarily. Carolina with 2 timeouts, Alamo City with all 3. Fennick under center. Ace will throw far sideline, and they're going to call that a catch. That was a little suspect to me. I don't know if he got the foot in.
I don't know if he got the foot in either. I thought Hadley was going to jump that route and make a pick, but the booth now is going to make the review here, so let's see what they say.
3 challenges in 1 half. 2 from Carolina, 1 from the booth. Let's see. I don't know.
Oh, man, you can't tell. That could be a toss-up.
Angle.
That's good. That could be a toss-up here.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete.
And it looks like it's not a catch.
Yep. Ruling is going to be overturned, so it'll be an incomplete catch. Still stops the clock regardless. But it'll be a little bit longer to gain here for Alamo City.
Yeah, that was a close call there. But look what this does, though. I mean, if there's an incompletion, it's a third down. This is maybe just outside of field goal range here.
3rd and 10. It'll be a very long field goal attempt for Matt Fennick here if they weren't able to extend the drive. Ace is going to uncork it in the coverage. Zone. Touchdown, Deuce.
Wow. I mean, that was just like, you know what? We're just going to go for the touchdown now. And what a throw there by Ace Fennick. And what even a better play there by Deuce, right? Watch this replay. Thank God they're pulling up the replay because look at this. I mean, just runs a perfect route, perfect throw, breaks a tackle, breaks another one right there. I mean, that could have been easily stopped right there at the goal line, but Deuce Fennick, knowing that they need a score, knowing they need a touchdown, fighting for that touchdown. What a great play.
That is effort right there. Pure effort, and Alamo City will go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. Ace. Near sideline, 2 points are good to Brad Jones. Makes it a 28-21 game. So even with the touchdown and an extra point for Carolina, that'll just tie it up once again.
Yeah, great play. They're just hitting that screen pass. That's something they haven't really done all night, is hitting that screen play with Brad Jones. But pulled it out there at the right time. Now Carolina's offense, we know they can strike quick. We saw it with the 4-play last drive. Let's see if they can do it again on the road.
And all of a sudden, we have hit the over. Alamo City is covering. All is right in the world with Jack's data.
Yep, and what led that scoring drive right there for Alamo City was a big-time return by Ziddy Roenick. Harish Prasad didn't do the same thing for his side, but let's see what they do. A minute 11 to go. You got 2 timeouts. Let's see what this offense can produce.
And man, just like that, we've got 800 yards of total offense. When the heck did that happen?
Very quickly.
4 wide, South from the gun. He's got time. He'll go over the middle. First down. Out across the 45 to the 47. Carolina going to burn 1 of 2 timeouts. They'll have 1 remaining.
Yeah, and see, that's where that weird challenge, that second challenge is going to maybe come back to haunt them, right? I would have liked to seen them stick to no huddle in that gun straight formation. I think that's one of the better formations in the SFL to run the no huddle out of. There's so many options if you have the book correctly done. But let's see what they do here. Now they have to stop the clock with 1:06 to go.
Bunch receivers, bottom of the formation. South, short drop. Going to throw it quickly, and quickly gets out of bounds is DeSantis, and that'll be a gain of 6.
Yeah, I like the awareness there by Vince DeSantis, right? Knowing that you only got 1 timeout left, you're just at a minute to go. Get out of bounds, right? You're still able to gain a positive yardage, 6 yards on that play, but more importantly, you stop the clock.
South under center, 2 backs behind him.
Don't run.
Short drop, South over the middle, first down into Alamo City territory to the 36-yard line, going no huddle.
I don't mind this right here. I don't mind going no huddle right here, especially if that slant route works.
Again, crossing route, finds McDaniel Jr. going no huddle again, under 45 seconds to go.
Let's see if they could try to go over the top. Let's see if they got anything else in this book.
South again, sidearms it, diving catch made near the 20-yard line, first down from the 21.
Dude, that window was closed. How did he get that through that window like that, Eric?
Not a clue. What a wild offense we've seen from Carolina, and it continues to be more wild as he throws it into coverage. It's incomplete, freezes the clock.
I mean, but that's exactly what this does, right? I mean, they were wanting a timeout. They were begging for a timeout. Harish Prasad was liking what he saw out of that formation, but Alamo City does something that they probably shouldn't have done. They should have tried to make that interception, but instead, you stop the clock, and now you're giving Carolina something to where they could go, which is perfect formation right here in the gun straight offense.
17 seconds to go. South from the gun, over the middle. Catch is made by DeSantis, first down, and Carolina's forced to use their last timeout with 13 seconds to go, first and goal.
Yep, see, this is where it's going to get dicey, right? I mean, there's where that instant replay earlier coming back to haunt you. You could have one more timeout right here, but you don't. So you're going to have to find something quick, something like an out route, something with a quick slant, something that can get results. And we're back in this right here. Watch Vince DeSantis be the main target with that middle of the field wide open here, Eric.
See if that's where South goes. Over the middle, into coverage, somehow caught.
You gotta
but the
hurry.
clock continues
You gotta
to
hurry.
roll.
You gotta hurry.
Stop with the catch. They gotta spike it. They
Spike
gotta
it.
spike it.
Spike
Spike
it.
it.
Spike
And they
it.
won't get it off.
Oh.
Time expires, and Alamo City comes out with the most improbable win you will ever see. Carolina fans are kicking themselves right now. What a ball game.
Oh my gosh, what an ending, what a finish, right? Carolina was striking quick. I don't know if that was the play that they should have went with. I figured they would go gun straight, 90-all slants right there. That middle of the field was wide open. I think they could have had a better result there, but nevertheless, Eric, what a game, right? What a game to call.
An absolute pleasure to call this ball game, and it was a back and forth all night long between both of these teams. Thought we were going to get just a defensive struggle, maybe come out with a 13-10 ball game, but offenses came alive in the second half for both of these squads. And man, just what a way to end it. Like, I can't get over that. And I'm with you, Chad. Just looking at the goal-to-go situation that they were in, you're either going to, you got no timeouts, you got to throw an out route, hit the end zone in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise, it's game over. And that's what we saw.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the decision-making there of Matt South was, because hitting that underneath route wasn't the right idea, right? And obviously, you know, it looked like Yogi Barr was kind of taking his sweet time to get back to the line, knowing instinctively that they're not going to be able to snap that ball. So great awareness there by Yogi Barr to kind of lazily make his way back to the line. But nevertheless, I mean, Carolina, you got to give them credit for the fight that they had in this fourth quarter.
Player of the game, got to go to Deuce Finnick. 8 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns this evening. And what a game from both of these teams. On behalf of Chad Rowland, Justin Reside, and Mel Davis in the stats truck, and commissioner producer extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, my name is Eric Vincent. Thank you for tuning into this presentation of the Simulation Football League. We still got a couple more games to go this evening, and then the Monday Night Spectacular. You don't want to miss those. Stay tuned, and we'll see you around. Good night.
Good night.